Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of DSPN. A decent amount of things have happened since we last spoke. We've taken 2 weeks, and that may be something we end up doing this summer, but during this playoff season for the NHL and the NBA, we will still be doing this weekly. But speaking of the NBA, we'll start with them for the playoffs. The Cavaliers, the 1 seed, versus the number 8 Heat seed. The Cavs are up 1-0. Mason?
They're going to dog walk them that series. They're going to smoke them.
Cavs in 4?
Cavs in 5.
Celtics take on the Magic, the 2 seed versus the 7 seed. Boston is up 1-0. I think this is another dog walk.
Boston in 6.
Boston in 6. You giving Magic 2? Okay. The Knicks versus Detroit, who are tied 1-1.
I hope Detroit smokes them, but the Knicks in 7.
I don't know. I might give this to the Knicks in 6. The Knicks are really, really good this year. And especially with Brunson coming back, I would give this to the Knicks in at least 6, maybe less.
Well, they're the Knicks, so just remember that.
That is true. They are the Knicks.
They are the Knicks.
The Indiana Pacers take on the Bucks, the 4-5 game. Indiana's the 4, 5 are the Bucks. 1-0 Pacers lead the series. This is a toss-up.
This is a toss-up.
I might go Bucks I think I'm gonna go with Bucks in 7.
Winner in 6 or 7.
You're not gonna give. You don't know.
I don't know a winner.
Okay, and now on to the West. OKC versus Memphis. OKC is up 1-0. This is the 1-8 game with OKC being the 1 seed.
They might sweep them.
I would say this is probably a sweep.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Houston Rockets versus the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are up 1-0. Remember, the Golden State Warriors are the 7th seed in this scenario.
Dubs in 6.
Going with the upset here.
Yeah, in 6.
I'm going to go Dubs in 7. Because I think the inexperience on the Rockets team is going to be the reason why they fall. Versus, because realistically, I don't see them beating a team that's super...
No.
And I don't... Do I think this is Jimmy Buff... Do I think it's Jimmy Buckets time to win a title? No. Do I think he'll get out of this and probably into the semis? Yeah. I think he could actually make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Alright.
Then you have Lakers versus the T-Wolves. T-Wolves are up 1-0. Wolves in 5. Are you going to say it? Sorry, Shannon Sharp, but Timberwolves in 5.
I'm not as witty as Shannon Sharp. I gotta think of something to say. Bathing suit, lawsuit, tuxedo suit, Lakers in 5.
Are you actually...
I'm just kidding. No. Wolves in 7.
All that long time waiting just for you to make a joke?
Yep, and have the Timberwolves win.
Nice. Also, Mason, do you want to say what your new little hat is here, bud?
It's a little helmet.
How old is that helmet?
I think around between like late 70s, early mid 80s, probably.
And then are you gonna double hat it?
No, this says warning. This is not a protective helmet.
If you look inside of it,
if I'm playing wiffle ball, this is a very protective helmet. This is extremely protective.
That's like a normal helmet in the 80s anyway.
I'm like a first base coach right now. I'm telling you, go second right now, go second.
Okay, the number 4 Nuggets are tied with the number 5 Los Angeles Clippers, 1-1.
This will be another good series, but I got Nuggets in 6.
Me too. On to the NHL playoffs. The Winnipeg Jets are up 2-0 on the St. Louis Blues.
They might sweep them. I think they're going to sweep the Blues.
So you're saying Winnipeg and 4?
Winnipeg and 4, yeah.
Okay. Dallas and Colorado are tied 1-1.
I need the Avalanche to lose.
Because?
Because the Flyers have their first-round draft pick. But I think they are going to make a little run. But I've got Dallas in 7.
Okay. Vegas is up 1-0 over Minnesota.
Yeah, they're gonna crush them.
Sweep.
5. Give them 5.
Vegas in 5. The Kings versus Edmonton. The Kings are up 1-0.
That'll be another good one. Give me winner in 7.
You don't have a winner? You just think it's a
7
7-game series? Okay.
No. I saw the goal last night. It was pretty good. Quentin Byfield's goal. This is a nice little tip. Saw Andrei Kuzmenko, Flyers legend, out there.
I watched the end of this game I'm about to talk about the series of. That was pretty wild at the very end because everybody was fighting each other. Toronto versus Ottawa. Toronto is up 1-0. They won 6-2.
And they play tonight, I think.
They played tonight, but I saw it was Sunday night. I was watching WrestleMania. But halfway through that, I decided to flip on the Toronto game, the Leafs game, just because it was on. And at the very end, everybody was just fighting each other. Like, literally, I saw a guy who put a dude in a chokehold. It was...
Gotta love hockey.
Only in hockey.
Yeah.
Who you got?
You know, there's two takeaways I have here. Number one is the Senators I don't think that they are a great team to win this series. But there's a good thing for them. They're playing the Leafs. That's a good thing. When you play the Leafs in the first round, well, when you play the Leafs in the playoffs in general, your chances of winning are pretty high.
Shout out Michaela.
But I also want my boy Claude Giroux to win a cup, and I don't think he's going to do it with Ottawa. I need Claude Giroux to win a cup. I just need it.
Inject it in Mason's veins.
Yes, inject a Claude Giroux Stanley Cup with the Flyers in my veins right now. But I've got Toronto in 6. I want the Sens to win, but Toronto's going to win.
The only game that hasn't played, the Tampa Bay Lightning haven't played against the Florida Panthers yet.
Winner in 6 or 7. This is a great series.
I'm looking forward to watching that. And then Washington is up 1-0 over the Montreal Canadiens.
Actually, I think it's 2-0.
Is it 2? I just looked. It was 1.
Okay, it's 1-0.
I do my research. I know what I'm doing.
Actually, I think it's 2.
I literally just did this. There's no way. I'm telling you for a fact.
Oh, Peyton Pritchard won 6th Man of the Year. Wow. Oh, yeah, it is 1. It is 1-0.
I do my research, people.
But that game was really good because the Caps were up 1-0 halfway through the third period, and power play goal for the Habs, and then they storm back and score another one and force overtime. But of course, Alex Ovechkin on his farewell tour with a nice overtime goal there.
You think this is his final year?
Either this one or the next one. I don't see him playing much, but.
I think he plays next year, but I think he plays next year only if the Caps don't win the Cup this year.
Yeah, I think...
which I don't see.
They're the number 1 seed.
I know, but I think there's other teams.
Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki stepping up is something that the Habs need. The Canadians need those guys to step up and score. Like... They're really 2 of their biggest producers there, and your other guy, Patrick Laine, I think he's a bit washed. Yeah, and he shouldn't be washed.
So who's winning?
I've got Caps in 5.
Okay, and then last but not least, the Carolina Hurricanes are up 1-0 on the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I got Canes in 5.
I love the jerseys they were wearing during the ones with the flag logo.
Yeah, I like the red ones better, though. They retired the red ones for some reason.
That flag logo.
Well, I don't think they retired it. But here's a good idea. They pack up all their stuff. They move up north to Hartford.
Yeah!
Bring back the Hartford Whalers. Insert brass bonanza. Playing them all again.
So we'll go back to the NBA because I don't really have any... NHL news.
Real quick, though, is if they do move up to Hartford, I feel like Rod Brindamore should get off the bench and should go play like Gordie Howe did
like
with
a
Mark
player
Howe.
coach?
Yeah, pretty much. So I think Rod Brindamore should go out there and play with his son, kind of like Gordie Howe did with Mark Howe. And Gordie Howe was like 50.
But I don't really have any other NHL news, but I do have some more on the NBA side. The players' poll in the NBA said Tyrese Halliburton was the most overrated player in the league.
Sure.
I don't know what I think of that because honestly, at this point, I think I would say there's a lot more players that are overrated than him, like James Harden. I could name a bunch of other ones that are more overrated.
James Harden's having a pretty good season.
I still think, in total, he's still overrated, especially his time with the Sixers.
Well, I mean, if he was playing on the Sixers, then yeah, he's definitely overrated.
Hold up, people. I'm just getting up to fix the camera.
Trade Joel Embiid. Trade Joel Embiid. Trade Joel Embiid. Trade Joel Embiid.
I agree.
We don't need another arena either. Trade Joel Embiid. I feel like they gotta trade Joel. They need to get the Joel Embiid situation fixed before they build another arena. How about that? At least the Flyers have some potential. The Sixers don't.
Yeah, that was actually my next thing, was the NBA lottery. And Mason, you keep saying, I don't know if
draft lotteries are rigged. I like them, but they're rigged.
I can't tell sometimes if you're lying or not, whether or not you think they're actually going to get Cooper Flag.
Oh, they're going to get Cooper Flag.
Yeah, Mason keeps saying, I don't know if he's joking or not at this point.
Watch it. I think it's like May 11th or something. Watch it. Flip on the TV, and you say, oh, the Sixers won the number 1 overall pick. And you saw a few days earlier, you were watching the NHL one, you saw me going crazy because the Flyers just got Michael Misa.
Also, Mason and I have made a deal that I'm not going to regret because none of these things are... Cause
it's going to happen.
It's not
all
gonna
of
happen.
them are going to happen.
Here's what has to happen. I said that if the Sixers and the Flyers win the lotteries...
If the Sixers and the Flyers win the number 1 overall pick and the Phillies win the World Series this year...
I said I would go bald.
He will shave his head.
And I will let Mason do it.
While wearing... Flyers jersey.
And I'll post it on here too. I will post it.
Sixer stuff and Philly stuff.
I will post it on this site.
Alright. It's gonna happen.
This is on camera.
It's gonna happen, pal.
It's not.
Well, you better...
Draft lotteries are rigged.
You better get the Barbasol ready because I'm coming in with the razor. I'm using the razor on
You're not using the razor. You're using the...
I'm gonna do one of those and I'm gonna... one of those. You know what I'm saying? Get the Barbasol ready.
Okay.
Your head's going to be smooth.
This was a fun question one that I wanted to do. We'll have 2 little fun question ones, one at the end. What is the worst run organization in sports right now? And is it the Buffalo Sabres?
There are a few pretty poorly run franchises.
Manchester United.
I could have said the Arizona Coyotes before, but not anymore. But... The Buffalo Sabres, obviously not well run. Oakland A's, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns have been misrun for decades.
Manchester United.
Manchester United, not run well. But there's lots of options you can go with.
The New York Giants.
The Giants, yep. Thanks for Saquon, by the way. He's enjoying his time in Philly right now.
Now I have the top 10 picks for the NFL draft, and I'll just ask Mason who they think will draft what. Well, I'll give you a couple of the teams that have a lot of top picks.
Yep.
The Tennessee Titans, who have the number 1 pick.
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward?
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns, who have the number 2 pick. I think this is Abdul Carter. If they're smart, they take Abdul Carter.
I don't know. I feel like they'll either go Abdul Carter or they'll go with...
You think they're dumb enough to pick Shedeur?
Another piece. No, they won't pick Shedeur Sanders.
The Giants.
They need defense. They really need defense. But they need offense. They need...
Everything.
They need quarterback, running back.
I've seen people think...
center, left guard, left tackle, right tackle, wide receiver.
I have seen people say that this is where Ashton Jeanty goes.
Left end, right end.
Okay, you don't have to name everything, we get it. But I've seen people say this is going to be Ashton Jeanty ends up. Excuse me.
No.
Who do you think this ends up with?
He'll probably fall like mid.
I've seen a lot of people say he's going to go top 10. His draft stock has gone crazy recently.
No.
Who do you think that our Philadelphia Phillies will draft? Well, Philadelphia Phillies. Our Philadelphia Eagles will draft.
Oh, we're going to trade up, and we're going to get the first overall pick and draft Abdul Carter. There's a horrible rumor. I'm going to debunk a rumor right now. There's a rumor going around a Boston, Boston, sports network, a little like radio station, basically saying, I heard a rumor if Abdul Carter falls number 4, the Eagles are going to trade A.J. Brown to get that first round pick. That's not happening. The Eagles are not trading A.J. Brown. If you think the Eagles are trading A.J. Brown, you better get your head out of your backside. Because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And if the Eagles trade A.J. Brown, I'm going to lose my cool.
Like, because...
I might break something.
Might?
You know this hat? This hat, I haven't gotten mad enough to throw this thing yet. My other hat, I've thrown countless times. Countless times, including during last year's postseason for the MLB playoffs. I'm not trying to do this again. Alright? I'm not trying to, whip my hat around all the time. The last time I threw this around at an Eagles game in pain was
2023?
Week 2. I think it was week 2 when we lost to the Atlanta Falcons. I was mad. I stayed up to watch the whole thing on a Monday night, came to school Tuesday, miserable.
We have, again, another bad...
I'm not doing it again!
Another rant that's definitely going on the Shorts channel. Next up, Aaron Rodgers won his 17th world title. Wait, nope. That was John Cena. Aaron Rodgers has still done absolutely nothing.
Why would Aaron Rodgers win his 17th world title?
It's a joke, Mason. My point is the fact that
He literally only has one Super Bowl. You know who else has one Super Bowl? You know who also has one Super Bowl? Jalen Alexander Hurts. Jalen Alexander Hurts. Why are you? Jalen Alexander Hurts has a Super Bowl, and so does Drew Brees has one Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers has one Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was rigged when Big Ben won his first one, so Big Ben's got one Super Bowl.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles has one Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying?
Matt Stafford.
You know who has no Super Bowls? Lamar
Dak
Jackson.
Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Josh
Joe
Allen.
Burrow. All those quarterbacks, no Super Bowls.
Josh Allen.
You know who's got one? Jalen Hurts. He has a Super Bowl.
But, yeah, Aaron Rodgers has still done nothing. And, oh my God.
He won't do anything. No one's going to sign him.
For the love of God, if you're going to sign him, sign him. If you're not gonna, then don't sign him!
See it! Go ahead! See it! Like, say it to my face!
Like, I'm starting to get angry to the fact where it just says, oh, he had a productive day. Oh, but he's shying away. Just sign him! Just sign somewhere!
No one's going to sign him. Next thing.
We'll go on to the baseball now. We'll start with the first one since this is kind of a good segue. Mason and my dad have came up with a brand new, a new theory. So there is a 1970s mascot.
There was a mascot introduced by the Yankees in the late 70s named Dandy. And here's a picture of Dandy right here. He's a beautiful little gentleman with a nice mustache.
And for our audio listeners, who we love,
he's described as like this walrus type creature, and he's got like pinstripes, and he carries around like a bat, but he's got like a mustache like Thurman Munson.
That's red.
So when Thurman Munson passed away, it obviously didn't look great to have a mascot with his mustache that resembled him walking around the stadium. So they thought they'd just move him up to the upper deck so he's not seen as much. And then they slowly phased him out. And so we don't see Dandy anymore. But here's Dandy.
Again.
And here's Andy Reid. Is there really a difference?
If for our audio listeners, if you look up a picture of Dandy and then look at Andy Reid, they are the same person.
They're the same person.
They're the same person. Yeah. Like, it's insane.
Except, there's one thing, though, is that I don't think Andy Reid resembles a woolly mammoth like Dandy does.
That's true. So on to our baseball news. Spencer Strider is on IR with an injury. And I know Mason, as a Braves hater, you're not too angry about that, are you?
I hope he gets better. I hope he does. But I am not happy that he's not on. I'm pretty happy that he's on the field. I'm not happy that he's like
He tried to put this in.
But okay, I tried to put this in a negative way. I'm happy he's on the IL. I'm happy that he's not playing baseball right now, but I hope he gets better, and I hope he recovers from his injury, because an injury isn't fun. I'm not wishing injury on anybody. All I just like is that he's not playing baseball right now.
All right. I saw a trade that happened earlier today. Drew Pomeranz to the Cubs. I don't know if he was...
Okay.
That's big.
Doesn't really mean anything.
Okay. And last but not least, the Phillies almost choke. I'm surprised you didn't throw your hat at this one.
When?
The other night?
The Marlins one?
Yes, I'm surprised you didn't throw your hat.
That was rough. The one last night was also rough.
Do we just need to
We need to just send Nola down to AAA. We need to tie Nola to the top of the bus when we go on a road trip next, or we just tie Nola to the bottom of the plane. So when they fly somewhere, they just
give him an oxygen mask.
He'll be fine. He'll just be a little cold. It's not like he's already cold.
And then Ranger Suarez is also back up on AAA.
Yep, he's starting tonight we're recording this. He's starting.
And by the time you guys are seeing this, I just wanted to say this. The day that this episode comes out will be the NFL Draft, which me and Mason are both excited for, that we will cover next week.
Is that tomorrow?
No, that is today. We're recording this on a Tuesday, so not tomorrow, but the day after.
Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
Wow! Yay!
We release these on Thursdays. Anyway, that is our episode for today. Mason, are you gonna hit the camera this?
Yep. I'm only gonna do my. I'm gonna do my game and bum of the week. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we forgot. So thank you for reminding me.
You know what? Player of the week. I saw just 10 minutes ago that he had 3 points yesterday. So I'm gonna go Andrei Kuzmenko, Flyers legend. Game of the week. I'm gonna go all 3 games of the NHL on Monday night, because I'm pretty sure all 3 went to overtime. And I'm gonna go with bum of the week, Jordan Romano, the Phillies.
So I'm gonna go for my player of the week. I'm gonna give it to Nick Castellanos, just because I like Nick Castellanos.
And he's batting .300.
Game of the week, I'm gonna give it to that Toronto Maple Leafs game on Sunday night. I loved the fighting at the end. Keep it up. And bum of the week, John Cena. Throw it.
All right, that's